That's the whole tragic point, my friends. What would I do if I could suddenly feel and to know once again that what I feel is real? I could cry, I could smile, I might lay back for a while. Tell me what would I do if I could feel?
All right, welcome, guys. Welcome to the Trout Show. Hello, Harlem. How you doing? And Mrs. Harlem. And Schwalbe, Moscatel's in. What's up, guys? Welcome. We're just gonna get our sound set up here. That might be a little bit loud, so let me just turn that down a touch for you guys. That actually seems really high. I'm sorry about that. I apologize. Hope that didn't hurt you guys' ears. That seems really high there. Let me just check my microphone. Yeah, my microphone seems slightly high too. I did have to tinker with the audio, so I hope that I think I'm really happy with how I got the videos and everything all sounding today. So you guys just let me know if I'm too close on that mic, if I'm hitting a little high. I'm just gonna try that down just a little bit. Just try to get the right balance here. So let me know, guys, if that's a little too high or too low. So guys, welcome to Friday night. I mean, I hope you guys had an excellent week. You know how it is, the ups and downs of a work week. Some good, some bad, you know. You know how life is. But when Friday comes around, it's kind of like, you know what? Whatever happened during the week, let's put that aside and let's just have a good weekend and spend some time with your friends and your family and stuff like that. And that's what Fridays are all about. So that's why on Fridays we do our trivia game show, which is called Fishslapardy. And today we have a whole new concept, a brand new game board. Again, as per normal, I don't like to divulge how much time I actually spend putting these scenes together, because you might think I'm insane. But hopefully you guys at least enjoy them. So if you don't, by all means tell me so that I don't have to keep doing this work. But I think the people that enjoy it like it a lot. So everything looks and sounds great. Good. So hopefully the voices, I was really careful to make sure that it was not spiking around the red, but just want to make 100% sure. Hallelujah Cat says Raptors. How about those Raptors, huh? Yeah, and what's great about the Raptors is that, you know, the Golden State people, and bless their hearts, like most people in the States, they don't watch a lot of Raptors baseball. You know, they might not have access to it. They probably don't particularly like our team because we're from another country. I can get that. I can understand. Okay? I don't have any of those kinds of hang-ups, you know, like I'm a Lakers fan. I don't, you know, that's what I grew up watching and stuff. So I you know, I got some American teams that I like and some Canadian teams I like, but we've only got one Canadian basketball team. It's kind of a really big deal for us. So when the Golden State fans came out, like the Philly fans and like the Bucks fans, and yeah, we're going to sweep you in 4, you know what I mean, and disrespecting my team, and then now they're all kind of crying and saying, well, geez, man, it was only one game, you know, we made that prediction before the game, you know, like not after, so now it's going to be 5 games instead of 4, so we were off by 1 game. What's the big problem? I don't understand. Why are you getting so brave and talking about your Raptors? It's like, you know, we're just having a nice ride, enjoying our team, and we feel great about it. So it's a wonderful time to be alive as a Raptors fan. You know, and even if we do lose the next 4 games, which we won't, it would still be wonderful that we got this far and that we've been able to silence those Warriors fans there a little bit. Hallelujah Cat says, I'm pulling for you, Trout Raptors all the way. All right, man. Can't play today, says Lackey Tuba, playing a GM in 11 hours with White in the Atlantic Open. Holy cow. Wow, good for you, Lackey Tuba. Wishing you luck, man. Let us know how you do that in that tournament. Currently, wow, 11th to 13th place. That's really cool, man. Including the current Icelandic champion. You're ahead of the Icelandic champion. That's amazing. Your game's against him tomorrow. That's so cool, man. Good for you, Lackey Tuba. Wishing you well, man. Awesome. If you guys don't know, Lackey Tuba is a really strong player. Comes into our chat, but to be ahead of Grandmasters is pretty awesome. 2 types of NBA fans in the US, says Moscatel. What is this, Connect 4? Yes, I'm going to explain to you guys a little bit. I know some of you guys are up kind of late, so I don't want to delay too long. I like to wait a few more minutes to get some people rolling in. But by the same token, I want to make sure that I see some cool lurkers out there. How you guys doing? It's Fishslapardy. I'm just going to explain to you guys a little bit of the changes in the rules. And for those of you that can stick around, great. And if not, then that's no problem too. Hey, Mr. Doran, how you doing? Those who wants the Warriors to win and those who don't. Yeah. I don't mind the Warriors. I like the Warriors. They're a good team. Obviously, I want my Raptors to win. But the problem is that people don't watch the Raptors. So they're talking out you know, out their derrieres because they don't really know our team. So don't worry. We got a good team. Okay, so as you can see, guys, we have a change to the format for Fishslapardy. And I hope that you guys will find this entertaining. There were a few kinks in the game that were causing some issues, and so I've made some changes, which I hope will cut down on the sort of the monotony in between questions and rounds. This way, we always kind of get to stay on the same scene. So you might notice that we've got a 4x4 box for a total of 16 unidentified questions. So we still have the same number of total questions. We have 6 categories with 3 questions in each category worth 100, 200, and 300 points. Now you'll notice that there's only 16 boxes. Well, there's not really a neat and tidy way to make 18 boxes unless I did the same row of 6 by 3, which is really a rectangle. So what I did was I added a new element today. And this new element, let me see if I can find it for you guys. This new element to the game is called... So there's one of the cards. It's called Wild Tiles. Wild Tiles. I'm going to put that back down. Now what happens is this. If you happen to land, here's the fun part, okay? If you happen to land on a wild tile, so we've still got 2 bubble trouble questions. If you land on a bubble trouble, you get to wager points that you've accumulated. And for those of you who have never played Fishslapardy before, we award points to the top 3 answers from the crowd. So everybody is a participant. Everybody gets a chance to guess. If you're one of the first 3 people that guesses correctly, you get points. If you guess wrong, nothing happens to you. We'll only take the first guess. Okay, so if you land on a bubble trouble, you get to wager some of your points, and you're the only person that gets to wager points on that. However, in the case of wild tile, it's similar to other questions. We still take the top 3 answers. However, the first person to get a correct answer on the wild tile question will get an option. All right, and this option is that if they want to, instead of taking the points they got for answering that question correctly, they can risk those points and instead open one of the mystery boxes. Ooh, what's in the mystery box? Who knows? Something fantastic? Maybe. Something terrible? That's possible. Yeah, who knows? You don't know what's in there. I'm not going to give you guys any clues what could possibly be in there. So you don't know if something good or something bad's going to happen if you open the mystery box. Can you resist the temptation to open the mystery box? I don't think so, but you can try, because you're not obligated to open it. Now, underneath the wild tile question, once that's done, there will be a second question in the same box. So once that question is done, whoops, oh, I totally spiked out there on the mic. Oh, that wasn't good. Once that question is done anyways, I'm going to turn that down a little bit. That's still pretty high for me. Well, once that question is done, the wild tile, there will be a second question underneath it, and then for all the other ones, we will continue on, and we will have that extra. Man, oh man, it's really spiking hard. And we will have all the other ones will just have one question, and when I turn it over, you'll see the answer or whatever that's showing, and so that will let you know that that's already been done. But the questions are all mixed up, so you don't know the order, and you don't even know the topics yet. So you're going to have to uncover the 6 topics as we go along and figure it out. So you don't know what the topic's going to be, how many points it's going to be. So it's a little bit more random and mysterious. But on the bright side, it's all on the same page. And we do have, in addition to the 2 bubble trouble questions, as usual, which are done by a streamer via video, we also have streamers doing 2 other questions today. So we have a total of 4. That's right, 4 distinct and unique streamers reading questions for us on the show tonight. Mr. Doran says, trying to control myself, must have the mystery box on L. Is the new element a snare? The new element is not really a snare. The new element could be something very positive or something negative. But here's what the new element replaces, is we don't have final Fishslapardy anymore. We're not going to do that anymore. So this is a very radical change to the game. The Fishslapardy, the final Fishslapardy was too complex because people were having to send me their answers in DM. There were too many contestants. It was not practical to do that. People were sending DMs to Twitter DMs. They were sending it to Discord. They were sending it to Twitch, all over the place. It was just not practical, so we're not going to do that anymore. But we do have the scoreboard up. And because I've only got the one scene, I can kind of have it beside me. And you can see here, I just put Pretty Fly up there because he's the reigning champion. But we can just put anybody's name there, and we will keep a running tally of your scores. I'm not going to play Blitz for 8 hours. I know. Yeah, no, I'm not going to play Blitz for 8 hours at all. So some people, that's all they do. So we've definitely had our fair share of running tournaments and games this week and stuff like that. This is the only segment I got going on right now. I put a permanent stop to the viewer stream. Mystery games. So without further ado, folks, let's start rewarding these early birds. I don't see Pretty Fly in here, so let me see who else we've got. We do have Harlem is in the house. Harlem is a mod, so I'm going to give Harlem the first crack if he's still in here. If he wants to pick the first box to turn over, and it's going to be a little tedious because there's an awful lot of windows up here. Hallelujah says, let's do this. So you got the 1 to 4 and the A to D, so it's a little bit like a chessboard. Okay, and you're going to have to pick a category, and let's see where we go, man. Harlem says, let's go. Let's do this thing. All right. So you can pick A1, B3, D4, and that's how you can kind of name these for me. Harlem says B3. Let's see what B3's got to show us here. Let's okay. B3 so it's going to take a little bit of maneuvering. All right. Another thing about this is that all of the questions are going to be written within the box, so it's a little bit tiny, guys. So I don't know if you're going to be able to read it. I will still read out the questions, but in the future, if it's really ridiculous that you guys are struggling with it, I might try to find a way to expand them. But right now, it's not going to be practical. I have to keep them within the size of the box. So B3, we've got name that Star Trek series. I hope I'm going to be able to read these okay. I got to be able to read these myself. Hopefully you guys don't see any change. You should be able to just see the same scene. Okay, so B3, and our question is, when a Klingon fleet under General Martok arrives, ostensibly to protect the Alpha Quadrant from the Dominion, Lieutenant Commander Worf is recruited by the captain to discover the Klingons' true intentions. The category is Name That Star Trek Series. And the question, when a Klingon fleet under General Martok arrives, ostensibly to protect the Alpha Quadrant from the Dominion, Lieutenant Commander Worf is recruited by the captain to discover the Klingons' true intention. I see Babylon 5. Next generation. Okay. Can get some people are gonna get some early points. Harlem says Deep Space Nine. Okay. Babylon 5. Wow. Get your answers in. First 3 answers get points, guys. Shouts to the Star Trek Almanac says hallelujah. This is the first Star Trek category that we've had. I like to have a variety of things. We've usually got something space related. We've usually got something streamer related. There's always something chess related. I like to get a little music in there, maybe some TV, possibly movie, rarely. Stuff like that. Give it another minute or so. These are early board points. Not everybody's going to score points on these. Some people are not going to risk a guess. There are also points sometimes for funny guesses. And I may also have a follow-up question from time to time. And if you can answer the follow-up question, you'll get some of that as well. Mr. Doran says Deep Space Nine. And by the way, guys, by all means, feel free to look up Google. We're not tying you down. This is 2019. Okay, I'm aware that Google exists. So by all means, if you think you can Google fast enough before 3 people get the correct answer, be my guest. Go ahead and Google this. Mr. Doran says Voyager. So your first guess was Deep Space Nine, so we got to take your first guess. All right, so let's find out the answer, guys. The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is Deep Space Nine. I threw you guys for a loop. That's why it was a 300-pointer, because I said Worf, and you just assumed that it was Next Generation. But if you didn't know, he was a major character in Deep Space Nine as well. So the correct answer is indeed Deep Space Nine. I think Harlem got that one first. So we had Harlem got that one. Mr. Doran did get it correct. So all right, let's get some points on the board here. Harlem is on the board with a big 300 smackers. And we got Mr. Doran. Also coming in with 300 points. Now, you guys, the guys that got it wrong, you don't lose any points for that. And if you make a guess and then you want to guess something funny, that's fine too. But I won't take a serious one. Dominion, and that was the clue, exactly. I said Dominion. And also, I'm not familiar with General Martok, so I wouldn't have guessed Martok because I've never heard that name before, you know, on Next Generation. But Dominion was the key to that one. Okay, so Harlem's got run of the board. Harlem's got run of the board. He's on the board with 300 points with Mr. Durham. Let's see where we're going next. Welcome to Fishslapardy, guys. Happy Friday. Hope you guys are having a good week. We'll take a break about halfway through, so after about 9 questions or so. The calculator says bishop to f4. Well, it doesn't quite work like that. So what I can do with this one is I can put the header back up. So that way everybody knows that that is a category. So now we know that there's 2 more categories in Name That Star Trek series. Mr. Doran says king takes c1. We'll give Harlem a minute, and he might be busy doing other things. If he gets busy, then we can give it to the next person of Mr. Doran, and we'll figure out where we're going next. One H4. Nice layout, Mr. Doran. Thanks, Mr. Doran. I appreciate that. I wish that I could tell you that this was some simple program that I just, that was already pre-made, and I just typed the numbers in some place and just uploaded this. Each one of these things had to be put up individually, so it was quite a bit of work. Hey, Blaze Winterborn's in the house. All right, welcome. Let's throw our Blaze up emotes up, if you got them. Oh, no problem, Harlem. You got the first question right, so we're giving you run of the board. He's going to go with D4. All right, let's see what we got on D4. D4, and the category, youngest GM at the time. Youngest GM at the time. For 200. He is currently the world's youngest GM, second youngest of all time. He turned 13 on May 29th, 2019, just 2 days ago. Just turned 13 2 days ago, and he's a Grandmaster. Can you guys believe that? Let's see, we've got Hallelujah says Karyakin. He's going Karyakin, Fisher, Wheeze. He's trying all kinds of names. You gotta go with your first one. He said Karyakin. Lucky Tuba says Karyakin. Pregnananda. I'll read the question one more time. He is currently the world's youngest Grandmaster, second youngest of all time. He turned 13 on May 29th, 2019. Bit of a tricky one. Lasker, Steinitz, Hallelujah's all over the map. DJ Alanon says Prague. I'm going to guess Pragnananda. Mr. Doran says Abdu Satorov, who is not even the highest rated junior with the first name of Noterbeck. Did you know that? There's quite a glut of young, talented Noterbecks in the world. Harlem's going to go Prague. Mr. Doran's going Gukesh. Gukesh D. Hallelujah Cat says Judith. Kowalski says Pragnananda. All the folks are coming in now, guys. I told you to get those points in while you could. We'll give it another minute or so. Calculator, what's up, man? What's up? I have not seen 3 correct answers yet. Don't be afraid to Google these things, guys. If nobody's getting the right answer and you haven't guessed yet, by all means, Google it. Hallelujah. How do you even know these names? How do you even know Limbit Ol? Come on, man. All right, so the correct answer, guys, is... Where are we? Gukesh D. Gukesh Domoraju is the correct answer. He is the world's youngest grandmaster as we stand today on May 31st, 2019. He just turned 13. He is the second youngest of all time, behind only Sergei Karyakin, who was younger when he became a grandmaster. So that was the little trick. Mr. Doran got that one correct again. See, folks, Google is your friend, man. Don't be shy. Mr. Doran's on the board with 200. I think that's all that got it. Bertrout, love the new layout. Very clean. Thanks, Calculator. I appreciate that. Again, I don't want to come on and tell you guys how much work I put into this or how tired I am from the work today. I was a little bit behind my pace, and when I woke up this morning, I did not have any video questions done, and I was a little bit panicky. And people were busy, and I was busy, and I didn't get the questions out as fast as I normally would. So I made a call out on my Discord. The community came through big time, and we've got all kinds of fun surprises tonight. So you guys picked the right night for Fishslapardy, but I did have to put the scene together painstakingly, pixel by pixel. So by all means, guys, if you enjoy this, please share the love. Let me know. And if you don't, that's okay. You won't hurt my feelings. Just let me know so I don't have to keep doing the work. But hopefully, you guys do enjoy it. He's only using the layout because the cabin is full of Maker's Mark and cheeseburger wrappers. Don't be fooled. Yeah, something like that. More like pizza boxes, but yeah, that's the idea. Okay, so Mr. Doran, you're gonna get the chance to pick the next question because you got that one right. Muscatel did come in late on that one. I mean, I don't know for sure when Muscatel got that, so I'm gonna give Muscatel that one in the name of good sportsmanship because I think that he did get that under the wire. It's possible he might have said that after I said it, but if he did, it would have been just right after. So I'm gonna give those to Muscatel as well. So Muscatel's on the board with 200. We're going D2, all right? Let's see what we got on D2. And D2 is... Oh, we're getting this early. What? What's this? That's not right. What are we doing there? Well, at any rate, I don't know what that was, but it's a bubble trouble. It is a bubble trouble, folks. So here's what's going to happen. Mr. Doran's got 5 points, so you can risk all of your points, or you can risk none of your points, or you can risk some of your points in kind of increments of like 100. So only Mr. Doran is going to get a chance to win points on this. So don't blurt out answers and give him the answers because you're just going to give him free points. Unless you really want to give him free points. And Mr. Doran, you can still Google this, but there's going to be kind of like a time limit, maybe 20 seconds or something like that. So you're only going to have a certain limited number of or amount of time. So let's make sure that we're back to where we were. We're on D2. And the topic is 1800s chess players for 200. And with your
What's up, everybody? It's Calculate Chess here. So, when the American Civil War broke out in 1861, he is thought to have waited out the violence in Havana and Paris with his mother and his sister. His last known chess games were recorded in 1869, 4 years after the war ended. Who is this mystery man?
Okay, so that was a mystery guest streamer. I'm sure you guys know who that was, and that was your question. Hopefully you guys know who that was. Lucky Tuba says Donald Trump. It's always Donald Trump. It's Lucky Tuba. CC looks off, says Muscatel. So that was indeed Calculated Chess, guys, reading your question. So who was that? Mr. Doran's going for broke. He's making it a true bubble trouble. Mr. Doran is going to guess Paul Morphy. So you only get the one guess. So let's go find out what the correct answer is. The answer is Paul Morphy. That is absolutely correct. Paul Morphy spent time in Havana and Paris. The rumor was that he actually tried to enlist in the Civil War, but was deemed to be unfit, incapable, and then ended up writing it out. But that's just a rumor as to whether that happened or not. Some people believe that he fled. He didn't want to fight. He didn't want to fight that cause, and he left with his family. He's known to have played some games overseas. He had come back for short periods of time, but for most of the Civil War, he was gone. And then 4 years after the Civil War ended in 1869 were the last recorded games of Paul Charles Morphy. So Mr. Doran has doubled his points. So we're going to give him another 500 smackers. And early on, Mr. Doran is running away with it. And he's got control of the board still. And thank you to Mr. Calculated Chess for reading that. It was an excellent job. Just a great reading. I mean, he had his whole like chess studio set up, man. That was slick. Again, these are guys that are doing this out of their busy days with their lives and their jobs and their families and stuff, taking the time to put these little niceties out for you guys so that we can have some fun on Friday nights with Fishslapardy. So I hope you guys appreciate these guys. And let's give a shout out to Mr. Calculated. On that note, don't forget to go give him a follow and give him some biddies and some subs and let him know that you appreciate that effort. This isn't The Price is Right. Make your own decisions. That's good job. All right, Mr. Doran's got the run of the board, guys. Let's just let me just get this kind of caught up here. So we got number 4. So we'll put that one up, and we will also do our daily double, which was D2. There we go. So we've now uncovered 3 different topics that are out there. We've got Name That Star Trek Series, 1800 chess players, and youngest GM at the time. Still 3 categories hidden in there. 1 more daily double, and don't forget the 2 wild tiled puzzles are still up. Mr. Doran's going to go A1. All right. Let's go all the way to A1. And the category, losing is learning. Losing is learning. Hey, Oli Pal's in the house. What's up? Oli Pals, thank you for that 100 biddies earlier. I was having some like tech problems trying to do this setup, and I was just like accidentally streaming, which is not good. You know, I hope I wasn't picking my nose or something like that. Like, thank God I was wearing clothes and stuff. You know what I mean? It could have been really bad. I could have got banned from Twitch or something. It was like doing it automatically. It was really weird. But anyways, I was on earlier and did an accidental stream, and Oli Pals came in and gave me some biddies, which alerted me to the fact that I was accidentally streaming. All right, losing is learning. Let's see what the question is, guys. Despite being nominated 7 times, this handsome-sounding actress has never won an Oscar. Nominated 7 times, this actress has never won an Oscar. Oh, and Mr. Doran just subscribed. Oh, thank you so much, man. Oh, I appreciate that. I wish I had my Timbits and all my little emotes there and stuff, but we're on a different scene tonight. But thank you so much for that. Tier 1. Welcome, welcome. Calculated says, I love Fishslapardy. Man, that's cool. I appreciate that. Bertrout's streaking stream. That's right. It could have been bad, man. It could have been bad, but it was all good. I have not seen a guess yet. Despite being nominated 7 times, this handsome-sounding actress has never won an Oscar. Lucky Tuba says, Glenn Close Trump. Oh, Oli Pal's coming in with another 200 biddies, man. Wow. Holy cow. Thanks so much, Oli. Wow. I can't wait till I get my my Twitch payout next month. I'm planning to. This is the last day of the current pay period So anything that you guys want to do today, basically any donos that you guys are making are going towards my new computer and my new phone next month. But there's several other things that I need to do in order to make those things practical. I need new shoes. I need a little bit of new clothes so I can go out and do some IRL streams. And also I want to spread some of that back to the community. So I want to buy like a big, massive, like $100 American or something chunk of bits. And spread some love around and stuff like that for the generosity that was shown to my channel that night. So those are all things that I have in mind. Having a ball and really appreciate your effort, Bird Trout. Truly making good content. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'll donate 1,000 for you to put your clothes back on. It's like it's Magic Mike, but it's Magic Trout. Okay, I have only heard one guess, guys. Are we seriously not guessing on this? Because you're gonna time out soon. Despite being nominated to track Google, guys, despite there's free points on the board. Despite being nominated 7 times, this handsome-sounding actress has never won an Oscar. Harlem says Glenn Close. Mr. Doran says Glenn Close, and we've had Kowalski that likes to come in, and if he doesn't know the answer, he'll lurk. He'll wait for 1 or 2 people to say the answer, and then quickly pounce on it, and just assume that the crowd is probably right. And he's had some pretty good success. He went to a tiebreaker in the first one. Kowalski says Sigourney Weaver. That's not a bad guess, especially if one of them was Ghostbusters. Sigourney Weaver was awesome in Ghostbusters and Aliens. Okay, and actually she was good in Vantage Point. I don't know if you guys ever saw that. I think it might have been kind of a little known movie. It was a high budget movie, but for some reason nobody knows that movie. Okay, so let's see the answer, guys. The answer is, where are we here? The answer is indeed Glenn Close. That's correct. Mr. Doran says Ghostbusters, young Sigourney. Yeah, she looked good in that movie. So let's see who got that first. So we're going to give that one to Lackey Tuba. So you got Lackey Tuba is on the board. Lackey Tuba staying up past his bedtime. This one was for 200 points. Is that correct? 200 points. And we also had Harlem and Mr. Doran also got on for 200 points. Free points out there, guys. We got 1,200 already for Mr. Doran. Can Mr. Doran make a run, even in this new format, at the great score of Jacuzzi of 5,000, which is our highest score ever? Let's find out if that score can be matched in the new format. So Lackey Tuba has got run of the board if he wants to pick the next category. Lackey Tuba is doing really amazing in the Iceland Open right now. And he's got a GM tomorrow. He's got a GM on tap, and he's hanging out with us playing Fishslapardy. Can you believe that? Mr. Doran says, grabbing a cold one and getting ready. Sounds good. We're now 4 down. We've got 5 more questions to go before we take a little breather. But I will put this back up. So there we go. So we've got now 4 different categories have been uncovered. 1 bubble trouble has already been discovered. And Lackey is going with A4. All right. Let's find out what we got on A4. A4, ladies and gentlemen, is... Oh, it's doing a wrong scene. But that's okay. It's a bubble trouble. OMG, guys. We have found the bubble troubles, and we found them quick. Bubble troubles. Lackey Tuba's got 200. We'll let you bet up to 500 if you want. So I suppose that would put you in the negative. We've never had anybody in the negative before on Fishslapardy. But well, I'll let you wager up to 500 if you want it. Now hold on. Let me get you the category. So where are we here? We're on A4. The category is name that Star Trek series for 100. So based on that, what would you like to wager between 0 and 500 points? I don't have the I don't have those. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I don't have the little scenes up right now. This is a unique scene I've got. It's gonna be like that episode of The Simpsons where Marge went negative and Alex chased her for her money. I never saw that one. Joe Cal making a splash. What's up, Joe Cal? Welcome, welcome. We're playing Fishslapardy, so join in the fun. Lucky Tuba, what do you want to do here? Make a wager between 0 and 500 and we will get our answer. How do you play? What we're doing is basically the top 3 responses to each question will get some points, and we'll put you up on the point board. Right now we're on Bubble Trouble, which is a question which can only be answered by the person who landed on it, which is Lucky Tuba. But after this one, this is already our second Bubble Trouble. From this point in time on, for the rest of the game, all the answers, the top 3 answers will get points. And in the case of wild tiles, and there are 2 wild tiles still to be discovered, the very first person who correctly answers the wild tile will not only get the points, but they will have an option to trade their points in for what's in one of the 2 mystery boxes up in the corner. Ooh. Oh, there they are right over there. Mystery boxes. Okay? Can you resist the mystery box? Probably not, but you might have a chance to try. And that's basically how it works. Is it Generations? I really don't know those. My guess would be Star Trek Trump, but I'm going for 0. Okay, so Lucky's gonna go for. So, are you saying that you want to bet 0 points? Because I haven't given the question yet. So you're saying you want to go for 0? If that's what you want to do, that's fine. We'll still get the question up. You don't have to bet anything if you don't want. All right, so we'll go to A. Okay, so for 0 points, Lucky Tuba, here is your video question.
Okay, here's my question for Bertrout's Name That Star Trek series. Which series am I talking about? It's been a long road getting from there to here. It's been a long time, but my time is finally near.
All right, name that only for Lucky Tuba. Can Lucky Tuba name within 20 seconds what Star Trek series that was? For 0 points. That was Blaze Winterborn reading that question. Thank you so much to her for doing that. She was a real gamer for that as well. Was really keen to get that question in time to make the show. And that was her drawing, Mr. Doran. She draws that. She will draw. She's drawn streamers and stuff. She's drawn a picture of myself. It's amazing. She did a really good calculated chess drawing recently too. Calculated says, Bertrout, I cannot resist that mystery box. There might be Timbits in there. There could be Timbits. You don't know. It could be anything in there. So Star Trek Trump. So the time is up, folks. So the question was for Lucky Tuba. Let's find out what the answer was. The answer, ladies and gentlemen, was Enterprise. That's Star Trek Enterprise. And Blaze even sang a little bit of the song for us. Come on, guys. Is that cool or what? She also sings like songs in I think it's Mandarin. Songs in Mandarin as well. Okay, so Lucky Tuba still has run of the board. Enterprise is an awesome series, guys. If you don't know Enterprise, third series of the story arc with Xindi is one of the most unbelievable story arcs in the history of the Star Trek series. It is incredible. You have to see it. Lucky Tuba is going to go with B4. All right. I'm going to keep this show rolling. B4, we have Punk Rock for 100. The show on every night. I've nodded out to it a million times on Enterprise. Yeah, I like it. Mr. Doran says Punk. Yeah. Quantum Leap was one of the... Yeah, I love Quantum Leap too. Kowalski. Okay. Punk Rock for 100. Their 1994 album Smash launched them into commercial success and, along with Green Day, helped revive the punk scene. 1994 album Smash. Who was that, guys? Mr. Doran is trying Offspring. Muscatel says, Offspring. Hallelujah Cat says, this is my category. If it's your category, why aren't you answering? Unless your answer was Quantum Leap. Kowalski says Offspring. The correct answer is The Offspring. Absolutely. Good. I'm a little surprised that all these young pups can remember The Offspring. But I'm very happy to see that. So we got Mr. Doran, picked that one first. Mr. Doran, Moscatel, and DJ Alanon got that one. DJ Alanon's on the board with 100. DJ Alanon is on the board. Mr. Doran and Moscatel picking up 100 each. And Mr. Doran, whoops. Moscatel's up there on 300 points. He's got a couple right. Harlem is in second with 500. And 1,300 for Mr. Doran. He's running away with it early. But we saw this last time with LJ Chess. And we saw it the first game with Pretty Fly. These things can change. These things can change. True Punk would be Sex Pistols. Yeah, Sex Pistols, you know. All that kind of stuff. I don't want to say the name of too many punk bands in case they should come up with some of our questions. But, you know, that kind of wave there. Okay, so... that was B4. Okay, so we're 6 down. We'll go 3 more, and then we'll take a short break. Still 2 wild tile questions out there, guys. That's it for you, Lucky Tuba. All right, buddy. Hey, man, thanks for being here and for hanging around so long. I hope you do really well tomorrow. And don't forget to check in and let us know how you did against the Icelandic champ tomorrow. That's amazing. Muscatel gotta go pee. Oh, it's gonna be like the perfect question for Muscatel next. I bet you. Next to C2. All right. C2. Let's see what we got on C2. C2. We have got Star Trek for 200. Star Trek for 200. And the question is, about to depart for Earth to make a second attempt at passing the Starfleet Academy entrance exam, Wesley Crusher noticed a pattern in a distorted signal which led to the rescue of Riker, Deanna, and Luoxana from a Ferengi ship. What series was that? Muscatel says F that, so now Muscatel's not going to go to the bathroom. Babylon 5 again. I got to give Hallelujah 100 points for funny answer, because he said that a couple of times. Let's give 100 points for funny answer to Hallelujah. Luke Skywalker. Star Trek 2, says Joe Cal. What is Star Trek 2? Like Star Trek 2, like The Wrath of Khan? TNG says DJ Alanon. Harlem also says Next Generation. Spaceball says Moscatel. That's good for 100 points. I'll give you 100 on that. I'm on the board, it's all I know, that's right. Look at all these folks going Babylon 5. Kowalski's just guessing. He's seeing people making joke answers and he's actually riding the joke coattails. Look at that. That's hilarious. This is different, fun, and interactive. Thanks, Calcula. I appreciate that, man. It makes all the work worthwhile if you guys are having a little fun up there. That's all I ask. The search for more money. Spaceballs 2. Isn't that movie about those, guys who played baseball in space really good with Brad Pitt? Or was that Moneyball? Next Generation Menage a Troy, says Mr. Doran. the correct answer is the Next Generation. Absolutely. And while I'm racking up the points, for bonus points, can anyone tell me what happened to Mr. Crusher? He was unable to catch his ride to Earth because at the last minute, he ran back to let them know that he had discovered a pattern in the distortion, which was a signal that Riker had sent through the distortion that nobody else would notice, but that the people of the Enterprise would notice. So because he did that, he missed his flight back to Earth and missed his opportunity to take the Starfleet entrance exam. What happened to Mr. Crusher as a result of this? Was he disciplined? Okay, let's see who got that one. We've got DJ, Harlem, and Mr. Doran, it looks like. DJ, Harlem, and Mr. Doran for 200, is that right? Yeah. Harlem. DJ's picking it up. He's got a couple. He's already on 300 points. Extra 100 points if you can tell me what happened. I will give that to Moscatel as well. I'll give you those points as well. But Blaze Rose got it correct. He got a field promotion to full ensign. He was an acting ensign previous to that. But Picard, in good conscience, could not continue to allow him to serve on that ship, having acted so heroically, and was granted full ensign as a result of this heroism. And went on to become one of the most annoying characters in the series, as Blaze. All right, so Blaze is on the board, guys. Blaze Winterborn is on the board with 200 points. Oh, sorry, that's for 100 points for the bonus. And I'm also going to give Moscatel 100 points on that, because that was the gist of it, was that he came to realize that Crusher was prepared to take on more responsibility. You might remember his original episodes, he was not even allowed on the bridge, which is one of the things that to me makes the Next Generation such a fun series, is all of that protocol and the difficulty it took in attaining those posts. These are the top people of Starfleet on the flagship of the Federation. Damn nerd, says Harlem. So that one was DJ Alanon. So DJ Alanon, we're gonna let you pick the next question. There are still 2 wild tiles out there, folks. Somewhere's among these, and underneath those wild tiles there will be a second question. All right, and the wild tiles everybody can answer, but only the very first answer will get a shot at the mystery boxes. Ooh, what's in the mystery boxes? Something good? Maybe. Something terrible? Yeah, that could be. Who knows? You're not going to know unless you trade your points for the mystery box. Okay? Hallelujah, says Mothra. Blaze says, I'm not a nerd, I'm a mega nerd. Thank you. Thank you. Small streamers and nerds unite on The Trout Show. And this is The Trout Show, and you're watching The Trout Show right now. Thanks for being here. If you're not following, please smash that follow button. Smash it good. Don't forget to smash, and let me give a shout out while I'm at it. Let me give a shout out to Blaze Winterborn for reading that question. And she does like chess streams, but she does a lot of art streams now. And she got some really nice equipment recently, and so she's doing some great art streams, just like the art that she saw in that question. So by all means, if you want to see some absolutely astonishing art being made live on stream, go check her out. Okay, DJ, if you're still out there, DJ Alanon, you got run of the board. Tell us where we're going next. Spamming some fish and gets fish slaps. And Blaze Winterborn in true fashion, spamming her own emote. Not the fish, no, only self-promotion. Only spamming her own emotes and the Blaze emote, which is essentially was made partially for her. Because I was making it for Blaze Row 8, but then I was like, hey man, I want to kind of give a shout out to Blaze too, Blaze Winterborn, so I'll just call it Blaze instead of Blaze Row 8, and then we can shout both people out. Shameless self-promotion by Blaze Winterborn on the Trout Show. Okay, I don't see any answers yet from DJ Alanon, so I guess we're going to go to the next person. You might have had to cut out for a minute. So the next person was Harlem Knight. So we're going to turn it over to Harlem Knight if he's still out there and see if Harlem wants to pick the next one. The fish is hiding beside the blaze emote. Oh, okay. Hey, Brooklyn's at tier 1 sub. 10 months? What? Brooklyn has been a sub for 10 months? Sub, can't stay. Hope everyone is having a good time. All right, bro. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that sub. I can't believe you've been here for 10 months, man. Hallelujah says having an awesome time. That's great, man. That makes it all worthwhile, guys. And this is the new scene. Actually, Brooklyn, I don't know what you think about this, but we did a little bit of a revamp on the format to iron out a couple of wrinkles and to make it a little bit more sort of unique so that it wasn't just a stone cold, rip off of other game show. Make it something a little bit different. That's kind of our game. Harlem's going to go to A3. Let's see what we've got on A3. A3, we have Guess That Streamer. Guess That Streamer. And that's for 200. Calling all calculators. Calling all calculators. Who's that streamer, guys? For 200 points. Top 3 answers get points. Hallelujah's waiting for a blitz session. Really? Okay. You got to put the @ symbol calculated. Just put the @ symbol in his full handle. Okay, Muscatel says calculated chess. Calculated chess says calculated chess. Well, when somebody guesses their own self, that's probably a pretty good indication. And Kowalski rightly followed that bandwagon and hit calculated chess. Harlem also says calculated chess. Muscatel says cheater. Hey man, if the answer was Muscatel and you picked Muscatel, that wouldn't be cheating. Hallelujah Cat says Chess Bay. No, that's wrong. The correct answer is calculated chess. That's right, guys. Calculated chess. And that was actually a category that I picked, earlier on in the week. It's something that I've had for several weeks. I wrote that when I wrote my first original. I wrote 18. I think I even might have wrote 20, but I had at least 3 full shows of questions before I ever started my first episode of Fishslapardy. And among those first questions was calculated chess. So it was a nice coincidence that also he was able to this morning put in a video question for me as well, and then his name gets used in a question today. So that's pretty cool. So let's see who got that one right. Muscatel got it first. Wow, Muscatel with 200 points. He's climbing up that ladder. Muscatel with 200. Calculated is on the board. Okay, so that's the first one for calculated. Calculated with 200. And also Kowalski gets on the board. Oh, don't let Kowalski get on the board, man. He's always in contention. Just edged out Harlem Knight. I don't need easy points. I take the high road and admit ignorance, says Mr. Dorian. I purposely put these streamer questions out. Number one is an homage to the community. It was just a fun night, really, guys, for all of us to hang out after a hard work week. But also because I like it because you can't Google it, or it's not easy to Google. So you get a reward for not only watching other streamers, but also for watching this show. Sometimes I will give a question where the answers have been carefully dissected on this show. But if you hadn't watched that episode, you wouldn't know that. Okay, so that was Muscatel. Hey, King's Bishop's in the house. What's up, man? We are playing Fishslapardy. That's what's going on, but it's a new format for Fishslapardy. So let me just get that. There we go. So we're 3, 6, 7, 8. So we'll go one more question, This is a new format, Fishslapardy. Everybody is a contestant. The top 3 correct answers will get points. There are 2 wild tile questions which have not been discovered, and underneath those wild tile questions, there is a second question which will be answered, which can also be picked at a later point in time. But the first person to answer the wild tile question will get a shot at one of the mystery boxes. They can trade their points in for what's in the mystery box. Can you, King's Bishop, resist the mystery box? I don't know if you can. We'll find out. Will you take the points and run? Or will you trade them for what's in the mystery box? Is it something good? Maybe. Is it something bad? Yeah, that could be. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you guys what's in there. IQ Rising says Mr. Doran. Okay. Muscatel says C4. I cannot resist. No, I don't think I could either. So we're going to go C4, and then we're going to take a little break to give people a chance to get some popcorn, get a beverage, go to the bathroom, all that stuff. We're going to do one last question here. And we have got C4. And let's see what topic we got there. Ooh, we got losing is learning for 100. Losing is learning for 100. Top 3 answers get points. This 1984 Miss America winner was pressured to give up her crown after a nude photo scandal. She went on to have a successful career, including a star on the Walk of Fame and Grammy nominations for her hit songs, including Save the Best for Last. Hallelujah says Vanessa Williams. Moscatel says Vanessa Williams. You already know. Vanessa Williams from Kowalski. Winona Ryder says Hallelujah. I got to give you 100 points on that. Wow, Hallelujah's picking up the funny points tonight. King's Bishop says Vanessa Williams. The correct answer is Vanessa Williams. Good for you guys for knowing that. Yeah, I didn't know if anybody really knew that anymore, but yes, that's exactly what happened. She was the first African American Miss America, and someone sold those photos to Penthouse, who published them without her permission, ruining her career. So it would seem. She was pressured into giving up her crown, which she did. And then she went on to have a very successful career in acting and a number of strong songs, famous songs that we all remember well. And now she's on the Walk of Fame. So screw you to Penthouse and anyone who was trying to take advantage of that woman. She rose above, and that's why losing is learning. So we're going to take a little break. We're going to tally up these points, guys. If you want to take 5 minutes, go get a frosty beverage, go get some popcorn, go to the bathroom, and get yourself ready for the second half. We still have 9 questions on the board. Even though it's only showing 7, there are 9, because underneath the 2 wild tiles, there will be a whole second, totally separate question, which could be picked at a later point in time. So those points went to Hallelujah Cat. Hallelujah Cat picked that up for 100 points. Kowalski. Moscatel picked up 100 points. Moscatel's coming up. Look at that. And Kowalski's getting into the hunt. So we'll just put him to 300. We've got Hallelujah Cat at 300. He got a couple 100 points on funny answers. We got DJ Alanon is on 300. 800 for Moscatel. He's making a serious run. He did really well last time, too. 1,000, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1,500 for Mr. Doran. 1,500. And 700 for Harlem. Staying up extra late to come hang out with us a little bit. I know it's way late in Eastern time. We're past 11 o'clock. The show almost always runs about 2 hours on the dot. Twice it was 1 hour and 56 minutes, and once it was 1 hour and 58 minutes. You can pretty much set your watch to it. But I know that not everybody can stay the whole time. There is a reward if you can. So right now we got Moscatel in second place on 800, Mr. Doran 1,500 in first place, Harlem third place on 700, then a number of other people on the board. You thought Chess Coach would get a 100 chuckle? Yeah, I actually contacted Coach at one point in time to see if he wanted to read any of these questions, but he didn't seem too keen on it at the time, so he might have just been busy with other stuff, but maybe at some other point in time. I do have another full category of this, which we'll do in the future, and there's many categories that will get repeated over the course of time, but we've still got fresh categories, so I'm just going to stick with these for a little while anyways. More vodka, says Hallelujah. Monica Lewinsky. Wow, I got to give 100 points to King's Bishop from Monica Lewinsky. That's pretty funny. I didn't hear about Monica Lewinsky getting onto the Walk of Fame, but someone say something about a frosty beverage. I'm a fan of those. Yes, exactly. I don't really have a frosty beverage, but I do have my Harlem Night mug. Okay, I don't know if I've mentioned that yet, but I do have my Harlem Night mug. And that bad boy looks a lot better in person. I mean, it already looked like a cool emote, but it's because it's so small, it looks more cartoony. But when you see it up close, it's like this horse is like, you know, he's got like a crook in his nose. I mean, this guy's just like, you know, nose to the grindstone, you know. This guy's a trooper, man. He's crawling on his belly through the mud on Hamburger Hill. This guy's not messing around, man. This horse is not messing around. So I got that, and then I got sort of this like peach mango juice kind of stuff that I put in my little squeeze bottle. I like to bet everything on a daily double, Alex. Yeah, well, we do have a Bubble Trouble category. We do have a Bubble Trouble where you can bet all your points if you want to. Bubble Trouble. But those are both gone already. We've used both of those. C4, I'm just going to put that one up on the board as well. There we go. So I think that, let me just make sure that we've got all of the categories up. We got 1800 chess players, name that Star Trek series, youngest GM at the time, losing is learning, punk rock, and guess the streamer. So we do have all 6 categories have now been exposed. You do know what you can expect out there and what point values. And when we come back, we will have Hallelujah Cat is going to pick first. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Calculated. I know it's tough, man. It's. I love it. I really love it. And it just kind of like shocked me when I first got it because it was just on a transparent background. And I asked Harlan because you're not supposed to be able to do that. Like they specifically tell you that the transparent background is not going to come out good. And I asked him, how did you do that? And he's like, I just sent it in like that anyways. I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about that. You know, I'm such a rule follower, such a nerd, you know. And then Harlem comes out with this, you know, rockin' merch cup, and there's rumor that I'm going to be able to get my hands on a you know, a cost mug, which stands for Knights of the Square Table. So I'm just going to be double fisting, you know, coffee for my Harlem mugs, you know. It's going to be great. That's going to be my life soon. Mr. Doran calling out bad boy Clinton there. I recently saw Bill Clinton. He was watching, like, this is in the last 6 months, and he was watching a concert by Ariana Grande, and he was just eyeballing her like crazy. His face was all red, sweaty. It was like, geez, buddy. Yeah, grip. Yeah. I once accidentally put Red Bull in my coffee machine instead of water. Oops. I made it halfway to work when I realized I left my car at home. That's funny. Grandy's. I'm thinking we don't really have quite the same tastes, Hallelujah Cat. I'm not really attracted to Ariana Grande. I mean, she's too young, man. She's too young. She's not formed like a woman is supposed to be. Sorry, I like my mature women. What can I say? You know, a woman should have a mighty crag in her nose. She should have a windswept forehead. You know what I mean? She should smell a little bit like sour milk. You know, like she's been, you know, cleaning up toddler spittle and stuff. You know what I mean? A woman. That's what I'm talking about. A woman's ass should look like it got hit with a shovel. Okay, I don't mean to be offensive. I'm just suggesting that for me, I like my mature women. You know, a little bit of life to them. But please forgive me, anyone who's offended by my offensive comments. Yeah, she's too young. I'm not into those little girly and Barbie types. Not at all. Not at all. Okay, so if you guys are ready, we're gonna start back up again. We have Hallelujah Cat with run of the board. I don't mean to be offensive too late. Yeah, you know how it is, King's Bishop. It's that's why we got the 18 plus symbol on the show. You know, you've been warned. You've been warned. These things do happen. But it's Fishslapardy, so let's try to keep it a little family friendly. My GF is 42, and I dig. I know what you're saying. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. My GF is slightly older than me. Let's call her lady friend. And we've known each other since I was 20. And we sort of dated, for lack of a better word, in our 20s. And then reconnected, which is kind of a sweet story. She's a couple of years older than me. I'm over 18, King's Bishop. Okay, well, thank goodness. Thank goodness. I was, for a second, I thought I was offending your virgin ears. Mr. Doran gifts a sub to King's Bishop. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Do I have my King's Bishop emotes? I probably don't. I've been so far behind on all of my emotes. Well, I don't have it, but let me at least give a shout out to Mr. King's Bishop. I really enjoy his show. I like his personality a lot. He's always funny. And if you're not following Mr. King's Bishop, go give him a follow. So, okay, Hallelujah Cat, we need a decision. We've got 7 squares on the board. There is no F4, so where do you want to go here? Yeah, he is strong. Yeah, I know. He's whipped me before in fast games. He's strong and he's fast. C3, all right. Let's see what we got on C3. C3 is... Oh, it's a wild tile. It's a wild tile, baby. Wild tile. All right, so you guys know the drill now. I've explained it a couple of times. What's going to happen is it's just like a normal question. Did I get my King's Bishop emotes back? What? Did you like gift sub me or something? What happened? What? Hey! Was that you, Muscatel? Hey, thanks, man. Right on. Yeah, all right. Hey, I got some King's Bishop emotes back. Thank you, man. Oh, I didn't even get a notification or anything. Is it over here? I didn't get any notification for that. Okay, anyways. That was cool. I appreciate that. Okay, let's get to this question. So the category is Guess That Streamer. Guess That Streamer. Now I'm going to give you the video question or clue. And remember that the first 3 people will get points, but only the very first person who answers this will get the chance to trade their points for one of the mystery boxes. So be fast. Be fast with this. And if you're ready, let's find out what the clue is.
No F6.
Oh, that was short and sweet, baby. That was short and sweet. Joko says Kingly Bingley. Well, Kingly Bingley was the guy reading the clue. Well, that doesn't mean that Kingly Bingley was the streamer who says that. Muscatel says Ben Feingold. Hallelujah Cat says pizza. King's Bishop says Kingly Bingley. Hallelujah Cat says Mikey Slice. DJ says Ben Feingold. Kowalski says Ben Feingold. Oh yeah, he said F6. I'll play it one more time, but
No F6.
originally he had done a different question, but he made a mistake in reading the question and didn't have time to redo it. So luckily he had sent a second question. So thank you to Mr. Kingly Bingley. Quick shout out to Mr. Kingly Bingley. Who has read questions on each episode of Fishslapardy so far, which is extremely kind. He had a very busy week and wasn't able to get as many questions in as normal. Okay, so C3. The correct answer was Ben Feingold. Let's see who got that one right. Ooh, Muscatel got that one first, so Muscatel's going to get a shot. So we're going to just leave Muscatel for a second. See who else got that. DJ Alanon got that one, and Harlem Knight got it as well. DJ Alanon. This was for 100 points. And Harlem also picking up the 100 points. So Muscatel has got 100 points. Now, Muscatel, the question is, hey, Chess Comments in the house. What's up? Yes. So if you're new to Fishslapardy, you might not have known what was going on. So name the streamer is I'm going to give you a clue, which is going to be either a catchphrase or, a little quick bio of this individual. And if you know who the streamer is, you're going to say the name of the streamer who I'm referring to, whose bio I'm saying, or whose catchphrase I'm using. The person who popularized that phrase. Watch out, guys. Chess Comments in the house. He's very, very good at this game. Oh, you thought we were naming the streamer who was appearing. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I wish that he would have. It's too bad because he did a longer question earlier, but he made a critical blunder in saying the question. So unfortunately, I was not able to use his question. Last week, he actually came on in a horse mask and read 2 questions, which was absolutely epic. And I can't believe it didn't get clipped more. It should have been. It will be in my highlight reels. So, again, Muscatel, before we move on, Muscatel must make a decision. Would you rather keep your 100 points, or would you like to choose either number 1 or number 2, the top or the bottom of the mystery boxes to trade your 100 points in? So you will lose your 100 points, and you will gain whatever is in the boxes, whether it's good or bad, and you'll just have to live with it. Or can you resist the mystery box and hold on to your 100 points? Okay, that settles it. I have to have a game show on my channel. Thank you. That's what I'm... Hey, man, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bring some, encouragement and add something to the genre, okay? It's fun. It's cool. All right? You might think, hey, I got some other ideas, that I can make this a little slicker. Or, you know what I mean? I got a different format I want to use or whatever. By all means, man. I got this idea because of Kingly Bingley. He used to run a movie trivia show, and he does it again now on Wednesdays. Let's go for it. Okay, so then we got number 1 and number 2. Number 1 is the one with the 3 little question marks, and number 2 is the one with the black X question mark coming out of the box. So do you want number 1 or number 2? What do you want to trade for? You have to pick one of those. Muscatel says number 2. All right, let's find out what's behind box number 2. Let's open it up, guys. Let's open it up. Congrats, you won a trip to Hawaii. Nah, but you did lose half of your points. Sucks to suck. Okay, so Muscatel, instead of gaining 100 points, you lost half of your remaining points, which brings you back down to 400. But you do have run of the board. All right, so there we go. So one of the mystery boxes. So now that we got that one up, that was the pink. So we're gonna put that up, and now we know that one of the two wild tiles has been discovered. And what we will do is we will. Where are we here? That was C3. Is we will put that question mark back up, and now there is another normal question. It could also be the other wild tile underneath, or it could be another bubble trouble, although it's not in this game because we've already discovered both of them. But there is another question, so we'll put that question mark back up, and the same thing will happen with the other wild tile. This way we still have our full 18 questions. So there are now 7 more choices we can go to. Let's see what Muscatel picks next. He says D1. All right. Let's do D1. I'm probably not really keeping up with the chat, and I do apologize for that, guys. A lot of moving parts here. We have got youngest GM at the time is the category. And the clue. FIDE first awarded the GM title in 1950 to 27 players. As the youngest of that lot, he became the first world's youngest Grandmaster. The first world's youngest Grandmaster. The show rule says hallelujah. Thanks, man. Yeah, Muscatel took one for the team. I find that you guys are all gamers. Very rarely that people don't go for the full doubles and all that kind of stuff. Hallelujah says Reshevsky. Jokal says Reshevsky. Mr. Doran says Fisher. Harlan Knight says Karyakin. Muscatel says Reshevsky. Okay. FIDE first awarded the GM title in 1950 to 27 players. As the youngest of that lot, he became the first world's youngest GM. That's your clue. Alf says calculated. Any Alf reference is worth 100 points, okay? I mean, I shouldn't say that because then everybody's just going to say Alf to every question. But I got to give 100 points for an Alf reference, okay? I've been waiting for 20 years, 25 years for an Alf reboot. They rebooted Starsky and Hutch. They rebooted Battlestar Galactica. I mean, the Muppets. Come on. When are they going to reboot Alf? When are they rebooting Alf? Okay? I'm just tired of waiting. Thank you. I know Alf. Yeah, he eats cats, but he still rules. All right? Gordon Shumway. Ha! Okay, Gordon Shum. He's a Melmacian. All right? If you guys don't know Alf, you're missing out on life. All right? Just go Google the theme song. It's like my happy place. Right? Harlan knows what I'm talking about. Okay, I have still not seen 3 correct answers. Give it a little bit more time. Remember, folks, you're allowed to Google these things. It's not cheating to Google. If you don't know the answer and there's still points out on the table and you haven't made a guess, I'll only take your first guess. But if you haven't guessed and you don't know the answer, by all means, go and Google this. It's not cheating. Mr. Belvedere reboot would be slick too. Thank you. Life is more than mere survival, and we just might live the good life yet. Do 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 do. Mr. Doran says Bronstein. Kowalski says Bronstein. Jokal says Bronstein. Okay, guys, we got around to it. For 100 points, the correct answer. Oh, well, it's not coming up. It's not coming up, but the correct answer, don't worry, is David Bronstein. So I don't know what I did there. I've made a couple of little glitches here. But yes, David Bronstein, I believe he was 27 years old. And he was the youngest of that original crop of Grandmasters that was first awarded by FIDE. So let's find out who got those points. We have Jokal is on the board with 100. And Jokal's going to get to pick first. Mr. Doran picked up Let's make sure that's correct. Kowalski and Mr. Doran also picking up points. Doran also picking up 100 points. But Joe Kyle's going to get rid of the board. Nicely done. 26 years old. Okay. I knew. Yeah. I didn't know how old exactly he was, but that's still a pretty young grandmaster. And again, those are back in the days. It was more of an honorary title when FIDE first did that. So these were already people who were well established. And David Bronstein had been well established for a while when he got that title. All right. So we've got. Let me just set that one up. So that was D1. Where are we here? Okay, there we go. Bronstein, yeah, I'm a big David Bronstein fan. I've always loved this game. Not only was he a great player, he continued to play well into the 80s or something like that. He continued to be a strong master late into his life. Okay, Joe Cal's going to go with B2. Let's see what we've got under B2. You guys having a fun time? Are you guys enjoying this new format? What do you think of those of you who have been here for previous episodes? What do you think of this compared to the old one? Because this one, we don't have those constant scene changes, which I kind of like. And we've eliminated the confusion of Final Fishslapardy. So we've got Guess That Streamer for 300, and your clue. A Boston Terrier is this chess author's stream mascot. She's represented Canada at the Chess Olympiad. Calculated says this is great. All right, Matt. This is much crispier. Thanks, Harlem. Yeah, good. Yeah, I thought so too. I really miss the Trout playing 48 hours of bullet games too. Muscatel says Liza Orlova. King's Bishop says Orlova. Calculated says Orlova. All these answers for Orlova. And Orlova Chess is absolutely correct. Harlem went with Helm's Knight. That was a good independent guess. Very good guess. I believe Helm's Knight mostly plays Bughouse and does not actually play, or is fairly new to playing over-the-board style chess. But Muscatel did get that for 300 smackers. King's Bishop and Calculated also got that. Nicely done. You guys know your streamers. These are where the folks that pay attention to the community really can cash in. And every show I have at least one streamer topic. That much you can guarantee. Calculated also picking up 300. That's a nice one because you can't Google it. You got either you're part of the community or you're not. So if you know it, you know it, and if you don't, then you don't. Jokal says Agad Mater. I got to give Jokal 100 points because that's pretty funny. But no, it's not. He did not represent the women's Canadian national team. Joanna tries. That's a good try. Helm's Knight is Torontonian too. Oh, I thought she was from out east for some reason. I thought she was in Halifax or something for some reason. Gold Dust Tory, Zefcat. He's just going through the list. Those are not Canadians that I know of. King's Crusher, come on. Okay, so who got that one first? That was Muscatel. Muscatel's gonna get rid of the board again. Ninja, wow. Muscatel's going with C3. All right. Let's see what we've got under C3. That was where we had our wild tile earlier. And the second question there is going to be 1800s chess players for 300. And your clue, where are we here? The world's best player from the time of Philidor's death to the rise of Le Bourdonnais. A full-length saber wound to his face, which he got fighting for Napoleon's army, led phrenologists to believe this was what gave him his chess powers? Ooh, that's a tough one. If you don't know that one, Google's going to be your friend here. Kowalski's going with Anderson. Hallelujah says Morphy. Mr. Doran says Alexander Deschapelle. Hallelujah says Philidor. Steinitz, Calculator's going to go with Steinitz. Chess Comet also going with Adolf Anderson. Why Yi? These are hilarious, but no, that's incorrect. Moscatel's going to try Philidor. So I'll read the question one more time. The world's best player from the time of Philidor's death to the rise of Labordinates. A full-length saber wound to his face, which he got fighting for Napoleon's army, led phrenologists to believe this was what gave him his chess powers. I don't have to tell you that phrenology is total quackery, and we've known that for a long time. Phrenology did not last very long in the realms of science. The Princess Bride says Harlemite. Oh, man. I got to give Harlem 100 points on that. That was hilarious. I'm looking for the man with the 6 fingers. Manu David. No, that's incorrect, but good guess, Fat Girl. How you doing? The Turk says Chess Comet. Wow. I'll give you 100 points on that. The Turk says Chess Comet. Let's get Chess Comet on this board. The Turk. GM Simon Williams just wrote an interesting new article on the Turk, and we've covered him before in my Heroes and Prospects series. McDonald, that's an interesting guess. Salty Clown. So we're going to show the answer. We've had enough time here. And the answer is Alexander Deschapelle is correct. He was the teacher of Labordinais, who went on to become the world's greatest player from the 1820s until his death around 1840. So let's see who got that one. Mr. Doran got that one again. Wow, Mr. Doran's doing great tonight. We got Mr. Doran. I watched your stream on this. I should know this exactly. That's one of those ones where if you're a regular on my show, you might remember that from previous shows, because we did have this exact conversation about this guy. So we're going to give it to Chess Comet. Stallone. Wow. Ivan Drago. GM Ivan Drago. I must break you. So it looks like only Chess Comet, but Chess Comet had other guesses, so we can't take that. So it looks like only Mr. Doran's going to get those 300 points. Is that what that was worth? Yeah. Mr. Doran steals another 300 points. Wow. Look at that. All right, so that category is done. We had B2 got finished a while ago. Let me just click that one. Okay, so there's a total of 5 questions left. Remember that one of these is a wild tile, and underneath that there will be a separate, unique, and totally different question. So there are 5 questions left. There is no final Fishslapardy. So this is our last little kick at the can. You might have to pick up that wild tile now if you want to catch Mr. Doran. And who knows what's going to be under that wild tile? It could be something terrible. There's no knowing. I prefer mayonnaise to Labordinaise, says King's Bishop. I could see that. So Mr. Doran is going to get the pick. He says, let's try B1. All right. We got B1. Let's see what we got under B1. B1 we have. Oh, it's a wild tile. Wild tile, full of grace, savior of the human race. Your cruel face. All right, so we've got a wild tile. And this one is B1. So the category is punk rock for 200. Now remember, the first 3 people like normal are going to get points, but only the first person who answers correctly is going to have the chance to trade their points in for what's in the final mystery box. Can you resist the mystery box? We'll find out in just a minute. But first, we're going to get this video question, this clue. Let's see if you guys can figure this out.
What up, fam? Welcome to the Washington Line. I just want to bring you this question today, and here it is. Part of the first wave of punk rock in the UK, they rose to fame with songs like Should I Stay or Should I Go, and Rock the Casbah. And we beat.
All right, who do we have, folks? Who do we have? Who are we talking about? Now, when I did some questions with LJ the previous week, he just came and blurted them out right away. He did a whole section and then just blurted the answers out immediately. You know, he wanted those points, and Harlem could do that. He knows the answer to this. Hallelujah had a bunch of pre-move guesses. Joe Kyle says The Clash. Hallelujah Cat says The Clash. Chess Comet, Clash. Moscatel, Clash. DJ Alanon says The Killers. Lady Gaga, Foreigner. London Calling. The correct answer is The Clash. And a shout out to Mr. Harlem Knight for an absolutely epic reading, guys. Did you see that? I mean, can you imagine this guy in his busy day on his way to work, taking care of his loved ones and working hard every day, taking care of his pets, and walks in front of the Washington Monument and stops for a moment to take a video for our show, for our little humble show here, to do something fun for you guys, edits it with some music and stuff like that. I mean, come on, who does that, guys? Was that epic or what? Most epic reading ever on Fishslapardy, and much respect. We had 4 great readings today. Again, Kingley got a little bit ripped off because he just made a small error. He was going to read the Orlova question, but he didn't know the answer, I guess, because he accidentally said he instead of she. He played on the Canadian Olympic team, and I couldn't accept that, so he didn't have time to redo it, unfortunately. So Kingley got ripped off, but believe me, he had a good reading. He wore the horse mask last week, and we had 3 phenomenal readings today from Blaze, Calculated, and Harlem. I couldn't be happier with the way this turned out. It makes all the work worthwhile when we get performances like that, man. DJ, thank you for that 100, man. I appreciate that, bro. Calling it a night. Thanks for the show. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Hope you had a fun time. And hopefully you'll be back again for some more Fishslapardy. We do it on Friday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we had Joe Cal, Hallelujah Cat, and Chess Comet. Pick that one up. And that was for 200 points. Joe Cal, Hallelujah, and Chess Comet. Okay. Hallelujah's up there with 500. Who else we have that's in the mix? We've got 900 for Harlem. Now that was a wild tile. So Joe Cal is going to get the first dibs. That means that Joe Cal and only Joe Cal can choose. If you want to, you can trade in the 200 points you just gained for what's in the mystery box. Is it going to be something good, something bad? Who knows? You don't know. Nobody knows. Okay, I'm not going to give you any hints on what it could possibly be. It could be something good and bad. Who's to say? I can't resist a box, says Joe Cal. So Joe Cal's going to go for it. There's only one box left, so he doesn't get to choose which one. He will open box number 1. So we're going to reduce his 200 points. And we're going to see what is in the mystery box number 1, folks. Oh, we're not going to have to lose any sleep tonight trying to figure out what's in the box, guys. Mystery box number 1. Let's open it up. Steal 500 points from another player. This is not optional. Yes, negative points are a thing. So you get to pick any player you want and steal 500 points from them. They will lose 500 points and you will gain 500 points. But you cannot refuse. Whoever is winning, well, that would be Mr. Doran. So we're going to knock 500 points off of Mr. Doran. He's down to 1,000, and we're going to add 500 to Joe Call. So that was a pretty good box. You're at 700 points now. Mr. Doran is knocked back down to 1,400. And Harlem, I think, is in second place with 900. Moscatel's got 700. Still some Calculated's got 600. There's still some people in the mix. That makes things a little more interesting. All right, so now that we've done that, so we will put our green, whoops. That's not what I wanted. There we go. So we'll put our green tile up. So both of the wild tiles have been used up. And we'll go back to B1. There's still a lot of scenes. Hundreds of scenes that I have to rifle through, but I still find that it's a little less clunky than the old scene. At least we're just sort of all together on the same camera. So B1. And we'll put that back up. So there is another fresh clue underneath there. So we are down now to our last 4 questions of the night, guys, on Final Fishslapardy. Hope you're having a fun time. Let's see if there will be any surprises. And Joe Call is also going to get the chance to pick the next category. Mr. Doran just got a fish slap. He wasn't expecting that one. I told you, folks, wild tile throws a wrench into things. It's meant on purpose to, make it sort of, a little imbalanced, and so you never know who's in the lead. Gives everybody a shot. Is Kaido in the house? Hey, what's up? Hey, Kaido's here for his first Fishslapardy. Kaido has been used at least twice that I remember in clues before. He was in the streamer mashup, and he was in Name That Streamer. 1,800 chess players. I might be an answer. Fishslapardy fever, says Calculated Chess. Right on, man. You were born in the 1800s, says Moscatel. He's a vampire, I guess. Joe Kyle says D3. All right, let's find out what we got. We're down to our last 4 questions on Fishslapardy. D3. And the category, punk rock for 300. Punk rock for 300. And your clue. This genre of music is a combo of rockabilly and punk. Necromantic's famous coffin bass is indicative of the horror themes common in this crazy punk fusion. Ooh, that's a tough one. That's one of the tougher questions tonight. If you don't know that, you're going to have to hit up Mr. Google. Top 3 questions, or top 3 answers get points. You don't have to be the first person, but you do have to be in the top 3. Harlem's got his fish slap still up. I love that, man. The original fish slap made by Harlem Knight. An homage by Harlem Knight. I still love that. And I've used Suck to Stuck. That's right. I used it in my one of my 2 mystery boxes. That's right. I threw everyone for a loop. I'm like, congrats, you won a trip to Hawaii. And then I'm like, nah, you just lost half of your points. Suck to Stuck. Yeah, I totally used that. So that's 3 references to Kaido already in my show. And this is only week 4. So probably Kaido's getting the most play so far. And it's his first time on Fishslapardy. Punkabilly says, hallelujah. Psychobilly says Moscatel. Joe Call says the Misfits. Calculated says the Ramones. Just comment going Psychobilly. Harlem's going to say Punkabilly. I do dig the cramps. Thank you. We gotta go with first answers here. So we've got, let's see. Even though some of you guys clearly know this. So the correct answer is indeed. Where are we? That's number 3. Okay. The correct answer is Psychobilly. Correct. Necromantics is probably my favorite band in that genre. That's why I use them, but also because I think that they're like they always sing about monsters and serial killers and weird things. It's got these kind of dark overtones, and it's got kind of a horror sort of a riff to it, like a beat to it. If you haven't seen Necromantics, just go check out the Necromantics coffin bass. It's pretty legendary. So let's see who got that one right. Moscatel was in there quick. I mean, Punkabilly, you could say that as well. But the answer I was really looking for was Psychobilly, and the clue was this crazy punk fusion. So I'm going to give it for Psychobilly. We had Moscatel, Chess Comet. I'm going to give it to Moscatel, Chess Comet, and Mr. Doran. Moscatel, Chess Comet, and Mr. Doran. Moscatel, Chess Comet, and Mr. Doran. Ooh, that could be the nail in the coffin base right there. Mr. Doran coming in with 300 points. Whoops. All right, we're down to the last 3 questions, guys, and the first correct answer there was Moscatel. You know whose fine trout back in the day was Lily Munster? I don't remember. I can't picture her face. Lily Munster. Hey, what's up, Rotchop? How you doing, man? Wikipedia sucks. 3 wrong answers it gives me. Did I just say I dig crabs? I mean, only you know, like if I'm digging crabs to eat them. And I'm a vegetarian, so that would be pretty unlikely. I don't get points for the cramps. Yeah, well, I mean, we were looking for the genre of music, although the cramps clearly indicate that you were aware that of what the genre was, which is that is a psychobilly band, but I was looking for the genre. Iggy and the Stooges says Hallelujah Cat, best band ever. Wiki is trash. Red 5, I'm going in. That's right. Mr. Doran's going in for the kill. So we got Moscatel. Says A2. Let's see what we've got under A2. A2, we have youngest GM at the time for 300. That's a lot of schlemoles, guys. It's a lot of schlemoles. The only player from France ever to hold the title of youngest GM in history. He was 14 years and 2 months old when he did it. Became the youngest grandmaster in the history of the world. At the time, the age of 14 years and 2 months. Only person from France to do so. Hallelujah is going Karyakin. He's just assuming that he's pre-moving Karyakin. Karyakin's going to be one of these answers. Moscatel's going Bacroix. Hallelujah Cat says Fressinet. King's Bishop, Bacroix. MVL says Chess Comet. MVL says Kaido. Bacroix says Jokal. When you pre-move, you pre-lose. Exactly. Thank you. Kaido is like second only to like chess coach for his like one-liners. He's got those hot one-liners. Like why are these things all not like emotes? The correct answer is Etienne Bacroix, not MVL. MVL was never a world's youngest grandmaster, although he's probably the strongest player in the history of France. He was not the world's youngest grandmaster. Etienne Bacroix was. So Moscatel, King's Bishop, got that right. Nice job in Jokal. Nicely done for 300 points. Wow. Okay, King's Bishop picking up another 300. Very nice. And Jokal, wow. Jokal making a move. Jokal's on 1,000 now. 1,700 for Mr. Doran. Wow. 1,300 for Moscatel. 1,300 for Moscatel. He's still in the mix here. Okay. 2 last questions. Moscatel got that one right first as well. So Moscatel still controlling the board, and he's going to go B1. We're almost at the end of Fishslapardy, folks. Enjoy these last couple of questions. There is no final Fishslapardy, so once we get to this point in time, things are kind of set in stone. B1. We have 1800s chess players. And the clue: the first officially recognized world chess champion. Will Smith, Taylor Swift. I'll give you 100 points for that. I'll give you some bonus points. If you say funny things, I will give you bonus points. Maybe. Well, you guys are all over this one. Joe Call going Steinitz. Moscatel says Steinitz. Hallelujah Cat, Kaido, King's Bishop, everybody going Steinitz. The correct answer is Wilhelm Steinitz. For bonus points, can you tell me the 2 people he defeated, which, depending who you ask, qualified him as the first officially recognized world champion? I want both names. First 3 people, I'll give you an extra 100 points. While I tally up these points, Jokal, Moscatel, and Hallelujah Cat. Wow, that was good, guys. Guys are all over that. Moscatel picking up another 100. Whoa. He's making a move, man. He's making a move. And Hallelujah Cat also picking up 100. Jokal says Chigorin and Anderson. Kaido says Magnus and Naka. No, that's incorrect, but that's a good guess. I'll give you 100 points. We'll put Kaido on the board with that. Anderson and Zuckertort, says King's Bishop. Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris and JCVD. No, it was not Jean-Claude Van Damme and Chuck Norris. John Cloud Van Damme. Adolf Anderson and Mikhail Chigorin, says Mr. Doran. Sid Vicious, Johnny Rotten. The only person I see that gets it is King's Bishop. We're going to give King's Bishop the extra 100 points. It was indeed Adolf Anderson and Johann Zuckertort. Just want to make sure that I got that correct. Yep. Only King's Bishop got that right. King's Bishop knows his chess history. The match in 1866 was against Adolf Anderson. And after that match, there was sort of a hiatus by Steinitz. And when he came back, Johann Zuckertort, had taken over as what some people believed was the world's best chess player. Steinitz won a major tournament, and then that led people to start talking who was really the better chess player. And Steinitz had come back with a more positional style than in his younger days, where he was a real swashbuckler. He'd come up with some new concepts which we still use today, which kind of paved the way for modern chess. And in 1886, when he played against Johann Zuckertort, it was written into the clause of the contract. Steinitz insisted that it be written in there that this was for the World Chess Championship. And so that became the official, 100% official World Chess Championship. But really, from 1866 on, Steinitz was the world champion. Okay, so that was number B1. B1. Okay, so we're down to the last question, so there's no real reason to go to the crowd. We'll just pick C1. And C1, losing is learning. Why does it say losing is learning for 100? I think that's wrong. Wait a minute. What? This is wrong. This is losing for learning is learning for 300. I don't know why it says 100. That is incorrect. So this is for 300 points, guys. 300 points. Can anyone catch Mr. Doran. 1700. Moscatel's on 1400. Mr. Doran is on 1700. So Moscatel can still take first place here. We can end up with a tie break. So this is for all the marbles, folks. It's pretty cool that we're going to get down to the last question and there's still something on the line. Let's find out this last question of Fishslapardy for 300 points. Not 100 as it says there. After 12 unsuccessful years trying to win a major golf tournament, including 17 top 10 finishes between 1999 and 2003, he nailed an 18-foot birdie on the 18th hole to win the Masters, proving that if at first you don't succeed, try again. Because losing is learning. Tiger Woods has calculated. Tiger Woods says chess comment. Moscatel says Mike Weir. That's a good try. Mike Weir, the greatest Canadian golfer ever. Well, possible exception of Laurie Kane. John McEnroe. No, it's wrong. It's not good. Arnold Palmer. Ben Hogan. Tiger Woods. Happy Gilmore. Jack Nicklaus. And Tiger Woods says Harlem. Tiger says Mr. Doran. Nicholas says Fat Girl. Tony Montana. Hey, you don't mess with Tony Montana. Come on. Fly, Pelican. Fly. Come on, Pelican. Tiger Forests. The dark forests. The dark tiger forests. Whitney Houston says Mr. Dodgy Chess. Let's put Mr. Dodgy on the board with the funny answer. Mr. Dodgy coming in on the last question. How you doing today, man? We'll give him 100 points. Wow, I have not seen the correct answer yet. Nobody has gotten the correct answer. Kind of surprised there's no golf nuts in the group. A little bit surprised. Happy Gilmore is pretty funny. It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips. Moscatel says Phil Mickelson. That is correct, but that is not your first answer. And I have not seen a correct answer, so I think, unfortunately, we're kind of going to end on a sour note because nobody got that one. Nobody got that one. The correct answer is Phil Mickelson, but I had to take a first answer. I cannot accept that. I'm just going to give you guys a little pointer for the next time. I've already written up a number of different possible mystery box prizes, and one of the mystery box prizes is a card that allows you to use a second guess. So if you got it wrong the first time, but you really need those points, you can then use your second guess using that card that you won from the mystery box. That is one of the prizes. I got all kinds of wacky prizes in the mystery boxes. So ladies and gentlemen, let's tally up the final scores. It looks like Mr. Doran is our winner. He's going to get a spin on the prize wheel, so just stick around for a couple of minutes, Mr. Doran. 1,700 points. 1,700 points. Chess Comet comes in with 600. Nice job. Came in late, still got 600 points. Harlem Knight got 900, and he didn't even take the freebie of his own question that he did. If it was LJ, he would have taken it for sure. We got 1,400 from Moscatel. Moscatel made a late run and was in it till that very last question. Even got the last question right, but on his second guess, if he had Googled it first and come back, he would have tied this game. What's that? LackYouTube is on 200. DJ Alanon finishes with 400. He had to cut out a little early. Hallelujah ends up with 700 points. It's not bad, man. Not bad at all. 600 for Calculated. Very nicely done. Kowalski with only 400 today. He came in a little bit late. 800 for King's Bishop, who also came in late. Makes you wonder what King's Bishop would have done if he would have been here the whole time. 1,200 for Jokol. Very, very nicely done. I think Jokol also came in quite late. Kaido finishes with 100 and Mr. Dodgy. So our winner today is Mr. Doran. Nicely done. Congratulations. So we've had Pretty Fly for a Wi-Fi, Jacuzzi, Pretty Fly a second time, and now Mr. Doran. Those are our 4 winners of Fishslapardy so far. If you're here next time we play Mr. Doran, you will get first pick of the board. You will get to pick the first question if you're here for next Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when we start our show. Goes about 2 hours on the dot. Let's see what our uptime is. 2 hours and 1 minute. So we're a couple of minutes longer than normal tonight, but basically it's 2 hours on the dot. Okay, now let's go to our spin wheel. The spin wheel has also changed, guys. The spin wheel has different prizes. I had some t-shirts and some mugs and things on there, and I would like to put those back, but even though I really enjoy this show, it's a lot of work, guys, and it can't be a losing prospect. I can't be doing this show and putting this work and also having to pay for expensive items and stuff. So until I'm making enough revenue at the show that I can justify that, I had to tone down a little bit on some of the prizes. But there's still a lot of cool prizes. There's prizes like a free chess lesson, a sub to the channel, or if you're already a sub, you could gift it to somebody else. You can pick 3 songs for my song list, and I have to put it in the playlist and play it for a week till next Friday. What else do we have? There's a few little prizes like that. So at any rate, Mr. Doran is going to get a free run, spin of this wheel, and when you're ready, let me know. I'm going to go to my widgets just to get myself ready here. Okay, there's my spin wheel. He's ready. All right, let's do this thing, guys. Spin that wheel. Let's find out what Mr. Doran wins on the Trout Show. Crossing the fingers for the song thing. Yeah, whatever the songs are, unless they're just like, you know, racist or something weird, you can literally pick any songs you want, no matter how crazy they are. And I have to play them, put them in my song list all week. Oh, not on the black. No. Oh, you got screwed. No way. Nobody has ever landed on that. You landed on you got screwed. You landed on you got screwed and you don't get anything. What a ripoff. What a ripoff. I know, right? It's like the smallest sliver on the whole wheel and nobody's ever landed on it. But you landed on it and you got screwed. I do apologize for that, Mr. Doran. I'm kind of feeling bad, but rules are rules. Wow. That's kind of rough, guys. That's kind of rough. Yeah, it is anticlimactic. We had this great show, all these special guests, then nobody gets the last question right, and then the spin wheel lands on you got nothing. That's kind of a rip. I might have to think about taking that out. I might have to take that out for the next show. It was just such an unlikely thing, and anyways, I'll see what we can do about that in the next time. But can I wish a song then? What song would you like then? All right, tell me a song and I'll put it in the playlist anyways. You can just give me one, and I'll put that one song in the playlist. Get my little notepad out. Did you guys like this format of Fishslapardy? Did you guys like this better than the previous format? Did this work for you guys? Did you find that the questions were too small? Was there things that you liked and didn't like? I mean, especially go into my Discord if you're not already a member of my Discord, and just let me know. You're not going to hurt my feelings if you think that something should be better or worse. You might be right, you might be wrong. I might take your advice, I might not, but you can always let me know. And if I can find ways to make it better, then I will. But for those of you, especially who have been here for the previous episodes, what did you guys think in an overall sense? This is the best format I've seen so far. Okay, cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm happy to offer some prizes for me. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind, Kaido. More you got screwed prizes. Yeah. I specifically put that sucks to suck in the wild tile Scroogey question there, or box there, because it was such a screw job. It was such a typical. It was like one of those quotes that you would see on the Kaido show, where it's like, you you know, you try to get some points or something, like he calls them protein, is like channel points. And then it'll be like, yay, you won 5,000 points. Nah, just kidding. We just took all your points while you while you weren't looking or something like that. Sucks to suck. He'll do things like that. He'll throw you for a screw job like that. So that's what was my inspiration for the congrats. You won a trip to Hawaii. Nah, but you did lose half of your points. Suck to suck. Hey, Max, you're just in time for the end of the show. King's Bishop says, this is the best format I've ever seen. And then he says, it's the only one I've seen. So that's not really giving me very good feedback. But at least you liked it. So that's something. I found calling Offspring punk offensive. Yeah, it's new punk. It's sort of like calling Korn or Tool or Nine Inch Nails metal. Okay? To old heads like me, that's offensive. But it is. It is metal. And at least it keeps the genre going. This is great, says Moscatel. Okay, man. Harlem, thanks for being here. Harlem here was here the whole time. I really appreciate that, man. Can I post a link? Calculated says, Birchout, love this new format. With today's episode, you've really made this a Trout original production. Yeah, I really wanted to get away from the, like, in order to make improvements to the show that I wanted to do, it was only going to go more and more towards the Jeopardy and other types of game shows that already exist, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do something that was unique. I didn't want to have to constantly be changing back scenes and stuff like that. So I wanted to be on the same show, on the same scene with all of this stuff. So again, the amount of work involved in this, folks, is just beyond your belief. I think I put in maybe 10 hours just today, maybe even more. I think from 4 o'clock until in the morning until like 6 o'clock at night. It might have been literally like even 14 hours of mostly working on this scene. And there were many other days as well. All the writing and researching of questions and checking my spelling and making each scene to the correct pixel. It's a lot of work involved and stuff like that. And I don't mind to do it as long as you guys are enjoying it. If you have any suggestions for improvements, let me know. But hopefully you guys enjoyed yourselves. It's a nice fun thing to do on a Friday. I think it's a lot less heavy than chess. It's just something for fun. Have a beer, relax, hang out in the chat. And I really do appreciate you guys for participating, man. So if you're not following, please hit that follow button. Hit me up on Twitter for notifications and also on Discord for notifications and sometimes for little like tips, little like previews, sneak previews of the shows coming up. Just trying to get. I loved every second, Birchout. It's so funny that I got screwed. I take that as a. Okay, well, I don't know what that song is. If you could send that to me in a whisper or something, Mr. Dorian, because I'm not going to do it right now live. There's too many. I got too many windows open up. But if you can send that to me in my DMs, then I can add that to my. Just send it to my Twitch DMs here or send it to my Discord. Thanks for the show. The missus and I love the show. Thank you. I really appreciate you being here. Special shout out to Harlem Knight, the most epic reading ever. Calculated had an epic reading tonight. Blaze Winterborn with an epic reading. Kingly Bingley, unfortunately, got his first question or made a small mistake on his first question. I was just too busy with his own stream and stuff like that. You guys know how it is. It was my own fault for being so late on getting the questions to people and stuff this week, but because I was working on the new format. But thank you to Kingly Bingley, who's done questions on each and every show that we've done so far for Fishslapardy. And if you're a streamer and you're interested in doing a video question, by all means, hit me up in DM, hit me up in the Discord, and let me know. Try to keep it not out in the public places because we want it to be a surprise for people that you're going to be on the show. But if you want to do that, we need at least 2 and up to 4 people every week to do a combination of the Wild Tiles and the Bubble Troubles. So if you're interested in doing that in your streamer, just hit me up. Lucy's in the house. What's up, man? So we're going to start shutting down, guys. We're going to find someone else to stream. Please don't go anywhere just yet. I would like to find someone cool that we can go and raid. Apologies for my singing attempt in my video question. Impressed no one left after that. I think you're an excellent singer, but you already know that. You already know that. Schwobi is on. I mean, Omid's only got 6 viewers. That's what you get when you go up against Fishslapardy. That was a bad move. That was a bad move, Omid. Bad form. Bad form. Get on the trolley, buddy. Japanese Tutor's on. I do see Canty. He's doing some post-game analysis. He's got a lot of people, but... Any recommendations, guys? Kaido's about to start. I'm out. Good night. All can't wait. Or else I'll go into work on an all-nighter. Gotcha, buddy. Okay, man. Hey, thanks for being here, Moscatel. Did an awesome job, dude. Take care, Harlem and Mrs. Harlem. Appreciate you guys being here, man. Thank you so much, Harlem, for doing that question. That was freaking epic, man. That was like the funnest question ever, man. I'm just still kind of blown away by that. Eighth Radio? I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is, man. Is that a chess streamer? I don't like going to shows that I don't know. But if you guys really know this person and you can vouch for them, then I'm willing, but... I should be a full-time Fishslapardy player. I play that better than chess right now. You're always down on your chess, man. You play a lot of good chess. Eighth Radio, is it a music channel or something? Sounds like a music channel, King's Bishop. I do follow some music channels, by the way. I follow drummers and stuff like that. Yeah, I see Schwobi on. I kind of like the... Schwobi did host me as well. He's only got 6 viewers. I think we're just going to go see what Schwobi's up to, guys. He's a good friend of mine, and I know his show, and I trust his show, and it'll be some chess content, but hopefully you guys will appreciate that. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks to the new subs, Mr. Doran. Congratulations on your win. Oli Pals, and everyone who came in with some bits today. And all the new follows. Really appreciate you guys being here. King's Bishop, thanks for being here. For everybody who read those questions. Chess Comet, Calculated, thank you so much for the support, bro, and for that epic read today, man. That was freaking awesome. I'd love for you to do that again. This was super cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It's not as fun as the games that you play, you know, those like professional games, but you know, for our little sort of small streamer kind of community, I hope you guys had a fun time. And we'll definitely do this again next Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and every Friday is Fishslapardy on the Trout Show. So until next time, guys, we will catch you later. Let me put you on my intro.